Hey everybody, it's the Nitty Professor with some thoughts on adding to an overgrown yarn stash. So, some of you know I went to Minneapolis yesterday to have a picnic with my fellow writing workshop critique partners, and it was lovely. And of course, Minneapolis has wonderful yarn shops as well as boot stores. I already did a boot video, but ended up going to StevenBe again because I do love his yarn store. Now, there are other stores in Minneapolis that sell yarn that I have not been to that I need to go to, but my time was limited because I had an appointment to meet my writing friend. So I went to StevenBe, which I just love, and know how to find it, know what to expect. So I did pick up a few things. Now, I do like to support a wonderful yarn store like that. They need our support. And also it's fun. So, obviously it's like, whoa, got some nice yarn in here. They didn't have everything I wanted. I asked for some Noro and they're like, we can't get that for 4 years. I was like, really? Wow. Because I would like to just add one more skein to what I have of the wool worsted to make a sweater. But that's going to have to wait. So in any case, I'll show you what I got. So, and I'll kind of share my strategy or maybe excuse or rationale for adding what I did. I bought 6 items. So, it could have been way worse. One thing I didn't get was stock yarns. As you know, I have a fair amount of stock yarn skeins. It was very tempting, but I honestly didn't find one I couldn't live without. So that will probably change next time I go to a different yarn store, which hopefully won't be might be in Atlanta. In any case, let's start with Let Lopi. So Let Lopi is a great workhorse yarn. I got these 2 skeins. And another thing about Let Lopi is it's not expensive. Like, these little guys are about $7 a piece. They're only 50 grams, but still, for the quality of yarn, that price is really, really good. I don't know what they do to keep it so affordable. Some people think that Lopi is itchy. I don't have that issue. I can wear it against my skin, no problem. I think I was told wool is itchy, and for a while I bought that and was afraid to wear wool, but since I've become an avid knitter and actually worn wool, I'm like, that's fine. I mean, I have some camel hair that's way itchier than this. So in any case, I do like Let Lopi, and I'm grateful. Look at that, $7.50. That's the price. Grateful that it costs what it does. And if I am correct, when you buy yarn in Minnesota, there's no tax because it's for clothes. So, great deal. Now, this being a workhorse yarn, number one, full confession, I have not knit with Let Lopi yet. I aspire to. I have knit with a lot of Alafos Lopi and love it. And I thought, well, this is probably more versatile because it's a little bit lighter weight. I have these heavy Alafos Lopi sweaters. I love them, but, I only get about 3 months out of the year that I can use them. We have a pretty harsh winter here, so if I moved further south, which probably not going to happen because allergies, then I would get even less use out of those. So I've been planning on knitting with Let Lopi for a good while, and I have already collected some. I'm not going to show you all of it, but I'm going to show you the ones that I thought this would go with. So I already have 3 skeins in this same color. So I've kind of added to my color choice. And even though they're obviously a different dye lot, who cares? They're close enough. This is shade 1404. 1404. Don't know if that tells you anything, but that's what color they are. Just drop one on the floor. Now it's going to have dog hair in it. Yay! Okay, so I'll keep out one of these. I have now 5 of these, so that's great. Could do a yoke. I could probably do color work across the whole yoke, even on the sleeves, like sleeve cuffs. I also have 3 skeins of this nice, I'm going to call this mauve or magenta. It's really nice. And I think it harmonizes with this blue. But it also harmonizes with another blue. It's sort of like a lavender blue jean blue that I have acquired. So I have 4 skeins of this blue. So my idea is obviously color work. Color work, I've got 4 skeins of this. So let's look at that with these two. Let me know what you think. You know, do you agree that these harmonize well? I think they do. I think they look really pretty together. And it's such a nice woolly wool. Again, affordable, high quality, durable, insulating. And then lastly, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I have 6 skeins of white. So I'm thinking, worst came to worst, I might have to get a little more white, which wouldn't be hard. By the way, this is color 0051. This genie lavendery thing is 1702. And the magenta is 1705. Those are close together. It's interesting. So my thought process is, with what I have now, I could make a nice color sweater. Let me hold up the 4 of these. So it would be predominantly white, since I have 6 skeins of white. But those are the 4 now, the colors. And I think I have plenty. I probably have enough left over, depending on how I organize the colors, to make a hat. So yeah, I'm hoping the 6 skeins of white would be enough for the, you know, the main body and sleeves. Could be cutting a little close. I could always pick up a couple more of those online, be really easy. So that was my rationale, my excuse for, I can afford to buy those 2. Now the next one's a little splurgier. One of my favorite yarns, and I've only knit 1 garment out of it so far, but it's Feederbrook Farm. This is, they have a flock of BFL sheep, is my understanding. Last I checked, I've watched some videos about their company a little ways back. This is 100% Blueface Leicester wool. It's a DK and hand-dyed. This colorway is Spectrum. It's a little pricier, 31 bucks a skein. They are 100-gram skeins, and they are gorgeous. I mean, look at that. That's like, you know, Noro quality of colorway. And in addition to what you find in a Noro skein, you've got this nice barber pulling going on with some of it. So, again, I just have to kind of now conjure up like a recipe for a sweater, and I'll show you the other skeins. My collection of, I call it collection. It's true. It is a collection. A Feederbrook Farm is kind of eclectic. Now, I bought these 2 skeins with this in mind. This colorway, I don't know, to me it looks like it says walk. What do you think? You tell me what you think that says. Get my face out of the way so you can read it. I don't know if that says walk or not. Or if it's a, or maybe it's wave. It's got a period after it. And it's the only skein I have with a label. Now, I already knit something, and I forget even what it was at this point. I did knit something with the other skein of it. So I got 2 of these, and I think these harmonize well. And again, they could be in the yoke of a sweater. The question is, what would the body be of, right? So let me just show you. I have 3 of these and 3 of these. So I'm not sure how I could make a body of a sweater, but I know there's a way, and I'm gonna find it. So that's, you know, this is plenty of yarn for the body of a sweater. And let me know what you think. If I could do a yoke using these 2 on top with the mauve and the green and the blue on the bottom, I think it would be really stunning. It would be really unique because of how the color variegates. The pooling on the Entropy yarns is, that's like the line of these yarns is called Entropy DK. The pooling is sort of unpredictable, which I like. And obviously these 6, you know, they harmonize really well. So I don't know if I could do like a lice type of thing with maybe some broad stripes or something going into a yoke, or I'm not sure. But somehow this would work. I just gotta figure out how. Now I do have a few other skeins, but I don't know if they would really integrate. So I have 2 in this sort of pumpkin-y themed. This is a StevenBe exclusive called Specific Heat. And believe it or not, these are the same colorway. And you could tell how the pooling is just so wacky because again, it's the same colorway. And I don't know if they're just from different dialects. It's like one is more vibrant than the other, but yeah, they're both Peterbrook Farm specific heat. It's just so soft. I just love how soft this is. And apparently BFL wool is kind of special. My supplier for my books, who's doing the themed yarn for my books, is like, well, I could deliver you a BFL, but it would be expensive. I'm like, well, maybe, it's already expensive, right? Hand-dyed yarn. So I want him to get his money. And I have this one, which I've been toying with knitting something very specific with that, like, I don't know, hat or something, or integrating it into a scarf. And this is the other skein that I have, which I used. It's kind of left over from my big sweater project back in the day. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I could put these together. That's my thought. I don't know. Maybe these could be in a shawl together, right? But I feel like this is like the odd man out. And this is just going to be in something very unique. But I also have, I like to use a neutral color, or a neutral, I guess is the right word, to sort of add highlights to my color work. And this is a Targhee Rambouillet 100% wool DK that I got from somewhere. It's from Montana originally. It's a white, and it's just going to harmonize with just about anything. So I thought, well, that could be, like maybe some fine stripes here and there, or some stars, or I don't know. So I'm going to have to keep working on this scheme, how I can integrate these two new ones with what I have. And it'll be a fun puzzle to solve. So I'm excited about that. So I got those two. So those will go in my Peterbrook Farm tub. Then I was holding up this one. This one I had to have. Gorgeous, gorgeous, rainbowy DK. Again, this may just end up being a hat or a scarf, fingerless mitts. I don't know, something I could integrate it. I could like do some sleeve stripes or something, or I could have a neutral sweater and then just like a big bold stripe going across, or there are all kinds of possibilities. But I just wanted it really bad. It's called Pinata Pop from Madeline Tosh. Yeah, Pinata Pop's a good name for it. And again, it's a DK. It's 100% wool, so I can't use it for socks. And DK is a little bit heavy for my socks anyhow. It would really squish my feet in the boots. But isn't that just, it's just, yeah, luscious. So yummy. So I just bought this because I liked it. And lastly, they do have fiber for spinning at StevenBe. They have an interesting selection. They have a lot of felting materials. So I have a feeling that people often, when they do go there to buy fiber, are looking to felt it. They don't sell spinning wheels or a whole, they have a few weaving supplies. In fact, they have some sample weavings, which is another thing that you could do with fiber. All kinds of things you can do with it when you're weaving, because then the gauge and stuff isn't all that important. But I picked this up. I thought it was just adorable. And I saw some fiber to spin that was superwash. And sometimes I find that digs into my fingers, because when you get rid of the scales and put the slime on it, whatever it is, then the fibers are just not as soft and woolly anymore. I mean, that's the whole point, right? It's supposed to wash out without felting. But this is U.S. Falkland. I assume that is a kind of sheep. I'm tempted to look it up. Some Honey Gold Acres, and the colorway is St. Francis. And it just, I think when I spin it, I'll be thinking about Easter chicks. It's just so, it's so cute. We've got some yellow in there, right? Some chick yellow. We've got like some Easter egg dye type colors. If you have like, soft kind of dye, there's some yellow like egg yolk type, and also some, more chick like. Very, very sweet fiber. And so I'm just looking forward to spinning it up. Maybe I could do it for Tour de Fleece. Tour de Fleece is coming up next month, y'all. I'll probably be doing a post about that. So in any case, I thought I would share with you my little haul. It was a lot of fun. And again, I do like to support the yarn stores. It's as close to a local LYS as I have, because the nearest one to me is sort of a tiny little store that is still 20 miles away. But yeah, that's what I got. It was a lot of fun. I'd be curious if you all have shopped at StevenBe before. It's a lovely store. I've done videos about it. You've probably seen him. He is in what used to be a firehouse. And it's the decoration, the decor is so fun. Even going to the bathroom is fun at StevenBe because the walls are all silver and he's got like baubles and jewelry all over the place and just a great fun time. So I thought I would check in. That's my story about how to thoughtfully add to a stash that's already gotten out of hand. And if you can relate, share something in the comments with us. I'm sure we would all appreciate knowing we're hardly alone. And that we can, depending on how you look at it, either commiserate or be like, oh yeah, I'm totally with you on that. So appreciate y'all checking in, and I'll be back soon with more yarn. Take care. Ciao.